What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here, bringing you episode 99 of Angel City Chicks. So happy to have you guys along with this, double trouble episode as we recap a couple games on this one. But
Mhm.
I would not be able to do this alone. Such a daunting task. So I am so fortunate to have by my side the one, the only Nina Kiefer in the house. What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 99. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, the show is not the same without you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We got count them, two games to get through today. But as we titled this, we got 99 problems, but a win ain't one. Like, we are
Thankfully.
finally here.
Right. Hey, we had pretty successful week of games. I managed to get 4 points out of the two games. That did some fun things for us in the standings, and we will definitely get to those as well. We're going to do what we always do. We don't really have any ACFC news other than the games. There wasn't enough going on because they were busy on the road, coming home, doing the game, playing the games, winning the games. So, of course, we will just talk about the games, and then we will dive into the stats and the standings and all that. And then, of course, we will talk a little bit about some fun NWSL news, kind of what's going on, what to pay attention to. And then, if we have time at the end, we might have a fun little segment. Won't tell you what it is just in case it doesn't happen. We don't want to make this too long because we do have a lot to get through, and we've done our best to tidy it up for you. But either way, Nina, anything you want to, banter about before we get going? How
I
you
don't know. I feel like
feeling?
we got to dive in. We got two recaps to get through. This is a lot of soccer in a little bit of time. And you know how we like to be able to put a bow on things. So what do you say? Should we get into this game versus our ex Paige Nielsen?
Yeah, we should probably go ahead and get in that one. And thankfully, this game isn't going to leave us with quite the despair that the last matchup between Houston did. So that is a positive
Mhm.
thing, but also some frustrations with this. But we'll
Yeah,
get
a
into
different
it.
despair on this one.
A little bit, but either way, let's reverse all the way back to June 15th, where we took on the Houston Dash in Houston, and Angel City was able to steal a point from them and draw, but it was not very exciting. Spoiler alert, it was a 0-0 draw. But it was the team's third shutout of the season, so some things to celebrate, but largely, I really feel like Angel City should have won this game. There were opportunities, and there were some unfortunate things that had happened. But we'll get into that as we
Mhm.
go along. Nina, why don't you start us off with this game recap?
Yeah, so going back to Houston, play was largely concentrated in the midfield over the first 20 minutes or so. And then in the 28th minute, Angel City had their best chance to that point when midfielder Clarice Lebion played a lateral ball from the penalty arc into forward Alyssa Thompson's run. The winger dribbles into the box and puts an angled shot on frame, but goalkeeper Jane Campbell was able to make the save. Angel City had another chance, though, in the 34th minute, which saw Thompson again driving up the wing. She cuts inside across the edge of the penalty arc to find Claire Emsley with a short sideways pass, but Campbell again saves the shot. Emsley's low driven shot collected by Campbell.
Yeah, it looks like Campbell's gonna be a problem in this matchup, specifically in the 54th minute when Tarsian, she handled the ball while attempting to block Giselle Thompson's cross, and the center official blew his whistle, pointed to the penalty spot, and who's going to step up? None other than Claire Emsley herself. But unfortunately, once more fooled by Campbell. She saves her shot. Wasn't a great shot, let's be honest. It was a little womp womp womp. But either way,
Mhm.
if she would have dove the other way, it would have went in that low left-hand corner. So we are still at 0-0. And then in the 70th minute, Olivieri ran on to a short sideways pass inside the box, had a crack, looked to be on target, but Angel City midfielder Madison Hammond, doing what she does best, blocked the ball almost the moment that it left Olivieri's foot. So no goal on that one.
Yeah, we got to take a pause here and talk about what Ben is saying in the chat. The watch party was more exciting than the Houston game. And, that's a high bar though, Ben. Those watch parties are pretty fun. So let's give the watch party some credit here. That said, all we've
Yeah.
talked about so far are like saves.
Uh,
Which, sure.
kind of what we're going to do. This is just that kind of game, unfortunately.
Yeah. Houston follows that attempt up with another one in the 75th minute that saw Diana Ordonez dribble up the right wing and send a cross into the box. ACFC defender Madison Curry blocks the cross, and the ball falls to Olivieri, whose follow-up attempt from just inside the box goes high. Angel City gets a couple of late chances starting in the 88th and 89th minute. The first of that pair looks started when defender Jasmine Spencer nutmegged dash defender Paige Nielsen. You heard that right, to find Thompson in the box. Thompson is able to beat her mark, defender Natalie Jacobs, to get a close range shot off, but Jacobs recovers the ball just in time to block that shot with her foot. And, I just want to know what is going through Spencer's head when she nutmegs Paige Nielsen. Is that like they played together for so long? Is that just kind of like a little jab?
I mean, I'm sure she felt a little good about it, especially after the way the last matchup ended, trying to get a little one on her. Yeah. But either way, I mean,
can I segue and pass forward?
Sure.
Jasmine Spencer got married.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Jasmine Spencer, congratulations on getting married. Yeah, that was announced in the stadium during the last game. And then she also
not during the Houston game, but we found out during the Louisville game that she went and got married. And I'm like, oh,
right.
I didn't get the invite.
They were naming the milestones, which we'll get to in a minute, and that was one of them. Hey, she got married. So congratulations to Jasmine Spencer. Nothing like a little nutmeg and a wedding ring to sum up your weekend. Now, on that little play on the ball, there was a corner kick awarded. And on that corner kick, Angel City defender M.A. Vignola, she put a headed attempt. And it was a good head. It had a lot of fierceness on that ball. Good headed attempt on frame. Campbell, once again, though, comes up big and made a backwards dive to block the shot one-handed. She's just being a menace. I need to come up with a fun quip or phrase, around Campbell and soup and something, but I never got it there. So either way, we're not liking Campbell. Let's just say that. So I am boycotting soup for a while.
Where's Mario? Mario would have a good one. If Mario is in the chat right now, he would have
about that. Exactly. Now, in the 13th minute of second half stoppage time. Yeah, that's right. I said 13th minute of stoppage time. Let's just reflect on that for just a moment. 13 minutes of stoppage time. And it was on the very last play of the game. We're going to see Messiah Bright. She is going to receive a corner and she's going to head it in, and it's on target from close range. And the shot initially hits Campbell in the chest. It kind of bounces around. It does some weird stuff. And at one point you kind of see it, squeeze through the legs, and it kind of climbs over the line. It's too close to tell, obviously, but upon VAR review, they say that the attempt was not a goal, and the final whistle blew shortly thereafter. There was chaos on the social medias. Everybody was angry. Houston fans were even like, you got robbed and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I heard so much about this. I heard things from you couldn't tell. They couldn't overturn it because it wasn't clear and obvious. Also heard that there was maybe a potential handball by Bright as it kind of deflected off of her head. It hit her hand. So maybe they kind of negated it also on that as well. I don't know. It was chaos. The socials were nuts. Everybody was mad. Their dogs and cats were living together. It was insane. So either way, we're going to end up with a 0-0 draw in this matchup. But again, we did steal a point, and thankfully this game did not end with a last-minute goal by Paige Nielsen to spoil the party. Although with 13 minutes of stoppage time, one was definitely clutching their pearls and clenching their teeth at that time and holding their breath, hoping that please do not have another instance of stoppage time sagas. Could not handle that. So
right. Okay. I do not need heartbreak in the final seconds of a match, especially not again.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how that went. Oh, some fun things because of that game happened. We always like to talk about some milestones, and we already mentioned Jasmine Spencer getting married, but she also reached the milestone of 10,000 career NWSL regular season minutes. She's become the 50th player in NWSL history to reach that milestone. And then goalkeeper Didi Haricic earned her 12th career NWSL regular season clean sheet. That is the third clean sheet of this season. So congratulations to her. She's definitely going to add some more to that. I'm no doubt in the future. But
Mhm.
congrats to them.
Absolutely. And,
Let's keep on
we do
going
like,
with Jasmine Spencer. Let's just keep
yeah.
her, hype her up.
Keep her top of mind. We like to end with a quote, but we're going to midway quote you real quick. Jasmine Spencer talking about the match. She says, "It was one of our most cohesive performances of the season. Unfortunately, a little bit of a common theme in terms of putting our chances away. If one goes in early in the first half, it's a much different game in our favor, and it may be a little bit more comfortable ending for us. All in all, a point on the road, clean sheet on the road, and good momentum going forward." And she's totally right. When we look at the stats for this match, we can definitely see how that plays out. And we've talked about the mental game that soccer is, especially for these girls, where it's going 120 minutes instead of 90 because 13 minutes of stoppage time. But let's take a look at these stats, Panda. Other than that top line, the 0-0 final, wow.
I mean, like I said, I really think that Angel City, they should have won this game. You look at the stats, they clearly dominated. Their shots were on target. They dominated possession, passes, accuracy. I mean, they were dominating in a lot of areas. They were just unfortunate. I mean, Campbell was on fire. You put, a less seasoned keeper in between the pipes, and we've got a whole different ball game, I really think.
I completely agree with you. Just to run down that list real quick, Angel City 14 shots, 5 on target to Dash's 9 with 1 on target. We had 59% possession. Our pass accuracy was at 79%. There's only at 65, which sucks. They had 14 fouls to our 17, but they pulled away with 2 yellow cards. We only got 1 yellow card. Offsides minimal with 1 and 2. Corner kicks, we had 6, which goes back to like late last season, early this season. Why are we not finishing our corner kicks? Like, we should be just once a week set piece only.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no doubt. And I mean, you're seeing them get these on target. I mean, MA with a great header. We saw Messiah Bright as well. We've seen several people get on the other end of those corner kicks and set pieces. So, I have no doubt that they can do it. Again, a seasoned keeper like Campbell, that's going to be tough, but anybody else who, is a little shakier in between, those pipes there, we might see, a couple of these make their way into the netting. But unfortunately, no dice on this one. We steal a point on the road. We'll take it. We have been very good on the road, which I will get into as we preview our next game, which is away. But let's go ahead and jump in to the next one so we can, get you through these games, especially if you're only here for Angel City content. We don't want to hold you up too long. And, this one was special. This one was, they squeezed it in last night. Had it been one day later, we either wouldn't be here right now, or if it was Friday, we'd be only talking about one game. So they gave us a double header. Love it. And it just happened to be Juneteenth, where we were celebrating freedom. And yeah, this is really exciting. They do so many great things for Juneteenth. I don't know about you, but the national anthem singer was
Phenomenal.
incredible. She was so
Oh
good.
my
Oh,
goodness, so
yeah.
powerful. And it was really nice to hear, her be able to sing and just to have that moment and this idea of celebrating freedom, which we see reflected in the shirt that was our official merch of the match. But also just, taking time to I always trip up my words on this one because it's not honor, but it's recognize the struggles that people have faced within this country, and to be able to move forward in a positive light. And you and I both consider ourselves allies. We try to be there to support, not just the LGBT community, but minorities and everyone. Especially with Angel City, this is something that they so pride themselves on. And this holiday commemorates the freeing of enslaved African Americans and helps to educate Americans on the country's long, painful history of slavery and its effects. It's a celebration of the Black experience and innovation. So great to see. This is, I think, the second or third year it's actually a federally recognized holiday. So a bunch of people got the day off.
Right. I mean,
Just
it's such a a great thing to recognize because so many people talk about well the Emancipation Proclamation, we had that. What is this? And what people don't know is that there were legally enslaved slaves that were still like they never got seceded from the Union, and it wasn't until they gained their freedom that they it was under the 13th Amendment that happened, that they were able to finally have everyone free. So just because they, came out with that didn't mean that everyone was free. It was only the former Confederate states. So this said it doesn't matter where you're at, like everyone's free. And that's where we're at now, and that's what we're celebrating. So it was such a great celebration, and just glad that they had that moment. And who better than Sydney Leroux to score the game
right,
winner
and
on top
good
of
thing
it?
we came away with the win. Oh my gosh, let's dive into this because this was a fun game, and you've already alluded to Sydney Leroux gets that game winner, but let's go through it all.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this. Happened last night, like you said, June 19th at home, hosted Racing Louisville, and we were able to come away with a 3-2 win following goals by Kennedy Fuller and Rocky Rodriguez, the game winner by Sydney Leroux, and then Louisville had goals by midfielder Taylor Flint and defender Carson Pickett. So, Nina, start us off on the story of last night's
What
Golazo
happened
Fest.
last night?
Yes.
Angel City had the first good chance of the game in the 8th minute when Fuller sent in a cross from the right that fell to LaRue at the edge of the 6-yard box. LaRue was able to get her head on the ball, but sent it back across the face of goal and wide of the near post. After dominating possession through the early part of the game, the hosts were able to open the scoring in the 17th minute. Defender Madison Curry played a pinpoint through ball under the feet of Louisville defense and into the 6-yard box for Fuller, who one timed it into the back of the net. It was Fuller's first professional goal and Curry's first professional assist. I love this so much.
Yeah, that goal right there makes Fuller the third youngest to net an NWSL goal at 17 years and 102 days old. Do you want to talk about the numbers now or at the
Yes,
end?
let's talk about this number because Kennedy Fuller said it in the press conference that the number 17 keeps showing up a lot for her. So Kennedy Fuller, 17 years old, wears number 17, scores in the 17th minute, and becomes the 17th rookie to score. Like, I am blown away. She is such a sweetheart and she's so cute. She's clearly 17. Like, oh my gosh, she's so young. But
Yeah, here, I'll just go ahead and put that graphic up. I mean,
there we go.
every she is
17th NWSL rookie to score this
17.
year.
Isn't there a song about only 17? I'm gonna have to play it. There's a song about being 17, and I think
The ABBA song from Mamma Mia?
I don't know. I've not watched Mamma Mia, Nina.
Dancing Queen?
Whatever. Just go away.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. Anyway,
How do I know the band?
I don't know. You don't know anything like this, Nina. I don't know.
Oh my God, guys, did I just win? Podcast over.
Whatever.
Podcast over. This is live. This is
Stop
this
it.
is cemented in history right here.
This is bull crap, Nina. All right. Anyways, let's move on with this game. Congratulations to Kennedy Fuller. What an amazing accomplishment to get her first goal. That was so exciting to see. And it was just such a good link up. I mean, rookie to rookie, like it's like they've been doing this, for years and years and years. So no doubt we're going to see a lot more of that. Now, in the 26th minute, racing midfielder Savannah DeMello, she made an interception in the ACFC's defensive third, quickly fired off a shot, but her attempt went wide, and we're going to see Angel City double their lead in the 32nd minute following a free kick from high on the left wing by defender Merritt Mathias. She's a league veteran, and man, did she show it when she served the ball to the edge of the 6-yard box where Rocky Rodriguez able to settle the ball with such composure and just unleashes a left-footed strike that sailed past goalkeeper Katie Lund. We are now up 2-0. We're feeling it, aren't we?
Oh, we are feeling good right now. 32nd minute, you and I had a glass of wine. We were feeling great. And Angel City goalkeeper Didi Herachich is able to make a key save in the 34th minute, diving to her left, narrowly stopping another shot by DeMello from just 20 yards away. whoo, it was feeling good. It was feeling great. But unfortunately, in the 41st minute, Louisville pulls one back on a penalty kick. After Angel City defender Megan Reed was given a caution card for a foul in the box, midfielder Taylor Flint steps up to the spot and her attempt goes past Herachich, which brings the score 2-1. And my favorite part about how this goes down is after this, they decided to finally, after the PK, after the goal, after kickoff, they're going to go ahead and replay for all of us what this foul allegedly was. And then the chants start. Ref,
Yeah.
you suck.
Yeah.
Ref, you suck. Like,
Now, listen,
oh,
to be fair,
not a foul.
We booed really hard at the call, but she definitely stepped on her foot.
She tripped.
No, she definitely
tripped, and she definitely touches her.
Did you go back and watch it?
Yeah.
She stepped on her foot, Nina.
Not on purpose.
Oh, I forgot. It's all about intentionality, isn't it, Nina?
It is.
I meant to step on the other side of her, but I stepped on her foot. My bad, ref. Take it away. Yeah. That's not how this works, Nina. You are a ref. You know that that's not how it works. Some of us
are a little clumsy.
Look, I watched it. I went back. No one in the broadcast booth disagreed with it. We disagreed with it because, one, we saw a really crappy replay after we were already mad about them scoring the goal, and we were really mad that they never even showed it in the beginning. Like, usually when they're in VAR.
Your logic to this argument.
What?
No one wants you to be logical. We want you to be upset with us.
Oh my gosh, whatever. I'm just saying, yeah, it was a foul, okay? But we were booing, and the boos felt really good, and it really just kind of fueled how we felt the rest of the game. There was a lot of, ref, you suck chants, and I don't know. We were just rolling with it. But to be fair, we started this game out pretty spicy, me and Nina, and we'll get to that at the end if we have time in our segment, so stick around for that. In our section, I will go ahead and tell you, it's called Am I the A-hole? You're going to find out why. But let's move on because Racing came out of the half swinging after the break. Obviously, that PK kind of gave them a little pep in their step, which it typically does. They had a flurry of chances in the early minutes of the half and culminated into a near miss in the 54th minute by forward Alexa Barr. And then they continued to keep Angel City pinned into their defensive third. They finally broke through with an equalizer in the 64th minute. Emma Sears, she's going to send a beautiful cross to the left into the 18-yard box where she finds defender Carson Pickett, settles the ball, sends it into the back of the net. We are now tied 2-2. We're a little frustrated, but guess what? Guess what? We're going to keep pushing for that goal. I think we knew it. I think we felt it. And defender Jasmine Spencer, she came close in the 69th minute following a corner kick that Racing failed to clear from the box. Are we going to do it, Nina?
We're going to do it. The winner comes in the 85th minute when Thompson threaded an impressive one-touch ball in for LaRue, who took a touch to burst into the 18 and places a driven shot inside the far post and past a diving Lund. The goal was LaRue's 45th career goal, tying her with Kansas City midfielder Dabinia for 9th most all-time in the NWSL. Super exciting for Sydney LaRue to be hitting that milestone. She is climbing up the charts. And also just a great way to end and celebrate Juneteenth with her earning that title.
Yeah, and big shout out also to Didi Herachich. She had some real clutch saves there at the end that, again, had us like holding our breath. I don't know that any of us are comfortable in stoppage time, but what I will say is there was only 6 minutes of stoppage time in this game, and I think we were all very surprised because I don't know that we've seen, less than 10 recently. So, we were all bracing ourselves for, all right, can we ride this out? Can we hang on to this win? And that's really what we wanted to do. And thankfully, we did. We pull out 3 points at home, 4 points between these two games. So exciting, and lots of milestones to celebrate as well. And we've kind of touched on them, but Nina, do you want to kind of run back through what happened that people need to be recognized for?
Absolutely. Let's recognize some people. Let's start once again with congratulating Kennedy Fuller. Kennedy Fuller. On her goal, but also rookie defender Madison Curry earning her first career NWSL season assist with that pass to Fuller. Rocky Rodriguez earned her first ACFC goal. 14th career NWSL regular season goal. And forward Sydney Leroux earned her 45th career NWSL regular season goal, making her tied for 9th with Dabinia, as we already said. She now has 15 game-winning career goals. Forward Alyssa Thompson earns her 5th assist of the season. Thompson has tied the club record with her 7th career assist, even with Claire Emsley now. Thompson also tied Emsley's club record set last year for single season assists with her 5th of 2024.
Lots of stuff happening. Lots of
goal and assist records. This is the records I like.
I like these records. It's much better than, we set the record for the most losses in a row or something crazy like that. So.
Most time without scoring, or
the most time at the bottom of the table. Yay.
Most time without our inaugural season signee and poster child not
Nina,
playing.
Behave.
We're not talking about Kristen Press on this episode.
Not the place, Nina. But who I do want to talk about, though, this is my time to have a Merritt Mathias appreciation segment. This is the best picture out on the internet right now. The look of fear in those eyes, it's incredible. Merritt Mathias, thank you for saying, don't come into our house and think you can push us around, because guess what? I'm not going to let you. You saw her kind of get butt pushed into the side, and this is all culminating throughout this game. Let's just be honest. There was a lot of crap going on. DeMello was, she's kind of got a villain in her as well. And I think everyone had enough, and I think this is when Mathias stepped up and was like, you can't do this. You have to. This is our house. You're not going to do it. And I love this. There's fear in her eyes, and I don't know. I just felt like everyone needed to just relive this moment right there, because I love the passion. I love the spiciness. I love the care that they have right now. Like, that's exciting to me, like they really give a crap about what's going on and wanting to win and wanting to kind of prove to everybody that, hey, it's our house. We're going to win it. We may not have started off great, but we're going to ride this one out. So yeah,
and I love like it. This. Ben in the chat letting us know, word on the street is that the words that were exchanged were, don't do that again. And that's exactly picture her saying it with the teeth.
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. I'll find you.
It looks like the meme of if there's a cat laying on the ground and they're asleep, and all of a sudden you scare them and they're like, that's what it kind of looks like. She looks terrified.
All right, let's get into the stats of this matchup. So as we already know, we won this one, but we won with only 11 shots, 4 on target. Louisville had 16 shots, 4 on target. So just about equal there. Possession also just about equal. Pass accuracy, 77 and 75%. Fouls, 12 and 15. Very physical game. We had 4 yellow cards. They got 3 in this matchup. So that tells me we played physically, and the ref was trying to keep control, trying his best. Fortunately, no red cards, which we will talk about in our NWSL segment a little bit later.
Ooh,
Once again, corner kicks showing up. Just a very aggressive, evenly matched game, I think, reflected in the play style and reflected in, our sweat and nervous energy throughout the entire match.
It's fantastic. It was a great match. We really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was fun. A lot of emotion, a lot of interesting things at this game, but it's okay. I like the end result, and I like where this kind of has placed us now in the standings, because we have now bumped ourselves up to 9th place. And I think for the first time all season, we are all even on games played, meaning this is where everyone stands. This is a true standing for everyone. We all have 13 games played. We are sitting at 9th place with 15 points, and Louisville is in 8th place, which is the playoff cutoff, I believe. And they also have 15 points. So it's just goal differential, I think, that separates us. But you know what I like is who is below us.
I do too. I love who's below us. Hi, San Diego Wave. How does it feel to be down there? Hi, Bay
San
FC.
Diego waving from the bottom to the top. Sorry. Anyways.
It feels really good when we get the rivals below us. Feels so
I don't
good.
know, since the very, very beginning of of our first season, we have not been above San Diego since Since they went above us, I don't think they've ever gone below us. So I like that, they're
Let's
struggling
look
this
at that
season.
phrasing again. Since they went above us, they haven't come below us. Yes, that's how the table works. They can't go below us if they're above us.
Well, no, I meant since the very first time they went
I'm
above us on the
sorry.
table, they have never fallen lower than us. How does that not make sense to you? Come on.
I just like to give you a hard time. And the teams to look out for are remaining the teams to look out for. That top of the table is Fierce, Kansas City Current, Orlando Pride, Washington Spirit, and Gotham, all unbeaten in their last 5 games. Their run of form is insane. And that's why I
Wha
chose this topic if you're with
why
us
are
on
you
the YouTube.
why are you talking about NWSL news already? You have a graphic for that,
I know I do.
Yeah. Why are you
I
jumping ahead, Nina?
I forgot that I had a graphic for that. You put the notes together today. I just named the episode.
Yeah, you did. So
All right. Pause.
pause your thoughts. We're just talking about Angel City, where they're at on the table and why we're proud of them right now. And hopefully they can keep climbing up. What we want to talk about is the likelihood that we will bounce up even further with our next match that we have, because ACFC plays again. Whew, another game. That's like 3 in 8 days. They are playing again this Saturday on the road. They're heading up to Bay FC. It'll be at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It will be broadcast on ION with an English language radio broadcast on iHeart. And, last time we matched up with Bay FC, it was the very first game of the season. It was Bay FC's inaugural match. It was our first home game. And man, did they open up their scoring book and really spoil our, I don't know. I think that kind of affected the way we started our season. I think that first game kind of rattled us, because they did beat us. It was back on March 17th. It was 1-0. And, what I think Angel City is going to show up to this match ready to avenge that loss, because I think Angel City has been great on the road. If you look at the stats, they have lost only 3 of their last 13 regular season road matches dating back to mid-June last year. So they are fierce on the road, and I don't know if Bay FC, can handle the run of form that Angel City is currently in, because I feel like all the new pieces that we had at the beginning of the season, they're finally gelling. They're figuring it out. I
Yeah.
mean, we were a pretty brand new team at the beginning, so I get it, and so were they. It was just a matter of who's going to score who, or who's going to break through first. And unfortunately for them, they did. But I'm excited. Do you have any thoughts on this matchup against Bay FC?
It's to quote what Becky Tweed was saying in the press conference, it's Sid and the kids. Sid and the kids up top are unstoppable right now. And, you see these fresh out of high school players in Sydney LaRue putting magic together on top of that pitch. And I just don't think anyone is ready for this. Let's go. I'm in.
I mean,
I think
we've
we're going to
talked
crush them.
about.
I think we're going to see 4-1, 4-0.
I feel like this game might be the one that really jump starts the rivalry. They kind of came in, they were brand new. We didn't really feel much when they came in, and they kind of showed up, and they probably felt it, and now if we go up to their house and we put the smack down, I think then it's going to be okay, rivalry on. We talked about this being a more organic rivalry. It wasn't really fabricated or forced. So I think if we can generate some of that, animosity and tension, between these, beating on home turfs, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But
yeah, and with more than 100 supporters traveling to go up there, it's going to be intense.
Woo-hoo.
It's going to be a lot. And, we got to shout out the supporters in the NWSL, because as we transition to NWSL news, that's what's making this next thing happen. And as we talk about that, we're talking to you about the fact that we've already reached 1 million people in attendance. This is the fastest the NWSL has reached 1 million fans in a season. We got there in 13 weeks. It's absolutely incredible. All these teams are driving insane crowds. We're talking well over 10, 20,000 people per game that are coming in. Whereas last season, we saw teams averaging 3,000, 5,000. This is going up. Everyone is selling out, and they are moving forward. We are over 1 million people who have attended NWSL games so far.
That's insane and exciting. And I'm here for it. I love it. I just thank you for everyone who shows up. You're part of that as well. Thank you, Nina, for showing up, because it's very lonely if you're not there with me. But yeah, pretty exciting. All right. So let's move on. I put this in here because I just think it's fun to talk about, and I would love to know everyone else's thoughts about it. But I don't know if you guys saw, and I guess we should have put the clip in here. I think it would have been a lot more fun because it was really funny. But if you guys saw Sophia Smith in her game, I forget who it was against. I don't remember who they're playing because I don't follow it that closely that I remember. But in one of the games, it was towards the end of the game. It might have been in stoppage time. A ball kind of trickled over to the bench where Sophia Smith was, and she kind of like slowly grabs it and is kind of like it's like she's not even paying attention, and all of a sudden the ball gets pushed under the bench, and then she kind of like ha 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 saunters over, like a good amount of time wasting happening. And well, guess what? Time wasting is what, Nina?
It's a yellow card offense.
And what happens when you're already on a yellow card?
You get a second yellow card, which equals a red card. You go bye-bye.
Yes. So we knew that happened, and it was very interesting. But it happens, and it understood it, and those are the rules, and you can't really do much about it. Although Portland tried to. Portland appealed, like they went and filed an appeal for
Why?
it.
Like, why
I don't
appeal
know.
this?
I don't know why.
It seems like a dumb one to appeal because it was a dumb one for her to commit.
Yeah. I I don't know. So either way, I guess the whole point of this is that they decided that they wanted to just double down on this, and instead of just denying the appeal and saying no, we're going to stick with it, they're like, you know what, we're going to double the suspension and the fine. We're going to bar the Thorns from appealing anything after this. We're like, they were just mad about it. I don't know why. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of like, why are you so like gung-ho about making sure Sophia Smith does not play in a game? Like, she's one of your marquee athletes out there. You kind of want to keep her on the pitch. People show up to watch her play. So thankfully, though, the Players Association intervened and they got the second game and the increased fine rescinded. But should it have even gotten to that point, in your opinion, Nina?
Oh God, no. I mean, first of all, the Thorns shouldn't have appealed this. This is a no-brainer. This is dumb. Like,
Right.
literally, when you guys see the clip, it's literally she's crawling on the floor, drags the ball, and hides it behind the player bench. This is something you would expect your 4-year-old to do. Like, this is not adult professional soccer player behavior. So, yeah, it's a yellow card, and I'm sorry that this is your second. That's even dumber on you. As a professional soccer player, you just got to take it. Like, sometimes we do dumb things. That
Yeah.
was a dumb one.
Yeah.
But,
Exactly.
like, there's no reason to think you can appeal this, but then there's also no reason to be vindictive, in terms of the, like, governing board coming back and being like, "Not only is this still a fact, you also lose."
Yeah,
Like,
which
okay,
the crazy thing is, even though the Players Association stepped up and helped Smith out, the Thorns are still not gonna be able to protest future suspensions. That still stands because that's not part of the Players Association and what they can do. This
yeah.
is strictly the players. And, I like the comment where they were like, because it was the Players Association, the members that Sophia Smith routinely runs circles around, they're the ones that restored common sense and kept her on the field. That just proves how badly the NWSL really erred here in what they did when they decided to try to hand down a double suspension and double fine. Like, come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Like,
No.
it just didn't make
Ridiculous.
sense. So anyways, I thought that was very interesting. Just want to put that in there and talk about it. But let's move on to something that Nina was so excited to talk about earlier that she almost spoiled the last slide.
I'll be even more excited now. Let's talk about these unbeaten streaks. And just a reminder for everyone, unbeaten means you could have tied. And that's why we see things like 13 unbeaten games in 13 weeks. Come on. That's just not even fair. Washington Spirit with 5 and New York, New Jersey, Gotham with 8, but Kansas City Current and Orlando Pride, 13 games apiece unbeaten. This is insane.
I mean, what is that like?
I wish I knew.
I want to know what that feels like. I want
Oh
to
my
feel
God.
that. I don't want to
We've
be
got
so stoked for like one win and a draw that I'm like, feel good. I want to be like, no, it's not enough. We need more because we can. We're good enough, and I know we can. So I would love, love, love for us to hand one of these teams a loss. Like, that would be amazing.
Oh man, but who do we hand it to? Because I want to ruin either of the 13 game streaks, like Orlando Pride or KC Current. Like, one of them needs to go down.
Right. No, I don't disagree. And I haven't even looked at the schedule to know if we even like match up against any of them because
And when do they match up against each other? I mean, they could still end up,
we could tie for sure.
tying and remaining both unbeaten, but Orlando is playing Utah Royals, so probably not going to do anything crazy there.
I
Portland
know.
Thorns and KC Current could be fun, but as we know, Sophia Smith, she's probably
Well,
suspended at least one
no,
game.
no, they did say
She'll
she'll be at this game. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
she's allowed to play in that one.
yeah.
Ooh,
So,
Gotham and Spirit are going to be facing each other, so that should be a fun one. We'll see if that ends in a tie or if somebody walks away with it.
yeah. Could be
But
fun. I don't know, but tune in because those are going to be great games, a lot on the line. So you want to sit around if Angel City's not playing and these guys are playing on the screen, then tune in because that'd be great. But all right,
okay,
Nina.
I just checked out Instagram and I got to shout this out because we're live on Instagram too. Saskia Weber getting in the comments from earlier, and she said not a PK.
Not a
I'm just
PK.
saying, if there's anyone I trust, it's her. So we're back on that. Not a PK. Saskia Weber says it.
That's perfectly fine. I
Bible.
telling you, I don't know. All I know is we booed really hard either way, so I love it. But either way, I'm glad we won. But anyways, do you want to move on to our segment real quick?
Yeah, let's get into this segment.
Okay.
Am I the a-hole? And this goes to the game just last night. So for context, let's
Right.
frame this argument right here. So Amanda and I obviously have seats right next to each other in Founders Club. We have club seats. We pay a good amount of money for them. We like sitting where we sit. We've chosen our seats. We were very, very specific in what we got. We have 6 seats in a row. It's JR and I, Christian and Amanda and Karen and family and Ron and Ava and Jack and all of them, we all share kind of 6 seats. And we knew that 2 of the seats had already sold for the night. Those were up on Ticketmaster. They were sold and they were the 2 closest to the middle. We had the 4 on the aisle, but it's just Amanda and I going. Nobody else could come. So Amanda and I were super excited.
Yeah, we were very excited.
We
to just have
wanted space.
We like to move around. We stand up. We have a wall behind us, so we stand. We pace a lot. We high five with people. Like it was like we're gonna have all this room to move. It's great. No big deal, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we sit down, there's a woman who's in our seats, and this is like the 3rd game in a row where somebody has been in our seats when we're going down.
Let me put into context. If you picture from the aisle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, she was sitting in seat 5, which is technically Ava and family's seats. Okay, that's where she was
sitting. That we knew had sold.
We knew that sold. So we sit down and what did you say to her, Nina?
I said, hi. And I was like, she said something. She's like, oh, I'm not sitting here. I said, okay, just so you know, these seats did sell. Like
Right.
just letting her know.
Right.
And that was it. And then I went and I sat in seat number 3.
Right. And I was in
you came and sat in seat 2.
Right. So she's sitting in seat 5 and she says to you, I'll just sit here until they get here. She didn't ask or anything. She just told us we're going to sit here until they get here. And we're like, okay, like that's fine. No big deal.
They did sell. There is someone coming.
Yeah. And she was actually a single seat because her kids were with some other people in front of her in those seats. That's why she was sitting behind them, because her kids who are teenagers, she wanted to sit with them, but her one seat she bought was in a different section. So we're like, we didn't really say yes because we weren't asked. We just didn't say you need to leave because she was sitting in Karen in their seats until
the people that bought the seats showed up. And then we thought, oh, perfect, she'll leave. So instead of leaving, she scoots and sits right next to me and goes, I'm going to sit here until somebody else comes.
Well, I'm going to sit here until your friends show up, because we hadn't said that no one was coming. We just, we were just there and just said that. She goes, I'm just going to sit here until the others show up. And we're like, so she's sitting right next to Nina. Nina's right next to me. And then there's an empty seat next to us. So we're all squished in here and she doesn't even sit there. And
the whole time she's talking and the people in front of us are turning around and looking at us like whispering about us, like just making us uncomfortable in general.
Anytime I would cheer for the game or boo or yell or like try to high five like our friends that were on the other side, they would just turn around real fast and look up at us like I don't know. I felt like we were watching, like, we're not watching golf. Like I'm allowed to cheer. So I told Nina at the half, I'm like, listen, like, I don't want to be an a-hole, but these are our seats. We pay for all four. They're ours. We can do what we want. Like, I really would like for her to move. Like, I'm sorry, but she never asked if she could sit there. She never once went, hey, you guys, my kids are in front of me. Is it okay if I sit here? My seats are over there. And
And let's
I
stop
think,
calling them kids. It was a 13-year-old boy, like
yeah,
sitting with
right.
his 13-year-old friends and
And
another adult. So it was adult and 3 kids, all
right.
13. They're not really kids. They can stay home alone at that point in my mind.
So we made the executive decision that we're like, listen, like we just want our seats. We want to be comfortable where we're at. I'm tired of people turning around and looking. She never asked for permission. If she would have asked, I probably would have been a little more open to it. So Nina decides to, do what Nina does best. And what did you
We
do,
didn't
Nina?
wanna tell security to come and, like, kick her out or anything, but we know these are our seats, we've paid for them, so when she started to come back down the aisle to sit in our seat,
Our seat.
I'm sorry, we just would rather you not sit in our seat. We had people that we were gonna come over, but they're not comfortable coming right now because you've been here. We gave you the first half, but we would rather you sit in your own seat. And she
Right.
looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Are you serious?" You go, "Yes, unfortunately, we're not comfortable with having you sit in our seat. These are our 4 seats. We actually pay for all 4 of these. These are ours. These were not sold. They're not available." And she tells me, "I have a seat in Founders Club. I should be able to sit here. I have a seat." And I said, "Okay, well, I think you can go sit in your seat." She's like, "But my child is right there, my 13-year-old." I go, "I understand that your 13-year-old looks like he's being supervised, but these are our 4 seats, and I'm sorry, you're welcome to talk to security or guest services, and they
Yeah.
can probably accommodate you, but these are our 4 seats."
Right.
It
So
just gave vibes of, those things you hear about people who buy one first class seat and then expect somebody to move for them to accommodate their needs. It's like, it's not my fault that you didn't buy seats in the same section. It's
I
not
know.
my fault that you didn't ask permission. But if you're going to stand there for the entire game and make us feel uncomfortable, why should
Well,
I let you sit near us?
Well, and then even after her comment, whenever we scored a goal and the guys next to us accidentally hit like his girl's drink and it spilled on him. And I looked at him, I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't know how many times I've gotten excited and like accidentally hit like Nina's drink or mine and kind of spilled it. And she looked me dead in the eye. She goes, oh, well, you better be careful tonight then, shouldn't you? And I'm like, actually, no, that's just part of it. If you get a little something spilled on you because we're celebrating, I don't know what to. So then right there, I knew like she was not on the same vibe that we were. And I'm just like, I just
And you're
didn't want her
sitting in
to.
our seat.
We were sitting in our seat. So this whole thing was, are we the a-hole for asking her to move? Or was it like, well, you weren't using it, so it's fine. Let her sit with her son. I mean, her seat was literally across the aisle from us, 2 seats in. She could have thrown popcorn and hit her son. So there
Mhm.
was no risk of something happening. But I don't know. I mean, if she would have asked, it would have been different. She never asked. She told us what she was going to do. And we told her that we were not comfortable with her doing that and asked her to leave. So if you guys are hearing this and you have a comment and you would like to let us know, we'll put a poll on Instagram. If you listened, let us know. Are we the a-hole for that? Or do we have every right to say, no, these are our seats and we want the space for ourselves? So,
I mean, my thought process is our seats, those 4 seats, just about $1,000 for that one game.
I mean, it's
So if
stupid.
we're paying $1,000 for our seats, we should be allowed to have whoever we want sit in them. And you didn't ask.
Yeah.
And as Ben says, you wouldn't survive in the supporter section. I'm just saying, like, we
No.
don't go hard in Founders. There's like 6 of us. We go lukewarm.
Yeah, we're very we're good. We're chill. We celebrate and we get a little loud when everything is kind of getting heated, but for the most part, we behave ourselves and we're kind and we're courteous and we love all of our seatmates. But man, don't be entitled. Don't think that you are owed something because of whatever. Like, I don't know, just gave off weird vibes and I didn't like it. And I usually don't say much, but that was one of those where I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I feel
all
like
right.
we were nice about it, but one of those things where you just can't control everybody. Different people come and go. And this was just one where we wanted our space.
And I think that's why the booze felt so good. I think I was like harvesting some inner angst. So when I had the opportunity to boo, I felt like it was even more like intense because I was booing her too.
Yep. All right. Well, let's end with positivity. Let's end with happiness. Let's end with joy. Let's end with a quote from Becky Tweed. She says, "If you can see it, you can be it. These nights are huge. Every woman and all of the people around the world. These moments are special for everyone. We're really proud as a club to be at the forefront of all the movements." Oh,
Great
that's what
night.
the game was about. It was a
Yeah.
great win. It was a great celebration. It was a great remembrance and honoring of Juneteenth. And we're just ready to go take it to the Bay and let them know, let them say our name. Let's get these 3 points on the road. Let's score a bunch of goals. Let's lock it down.
That's all I got, Nina. Let's do this. Are you ready?
Good, because we're going.